Today I'm turning all my favorite fabrics and colors into a beautiful modern quilt. It's one of the scrappiest quilts I've ever made, super quick and totally free flow. Behold my scrap bags! I know it's not the prettiest storage system, but these plastic bags keep everything organized by color, which makes the whole sorting process a lot less chaotic. We need strips in every color of the rainbow, plus pink, you know me, that have at least 2 inches in width. Let's make our first block. We need 3 same colored fabrics for each block, and because I'm not really sure what size my final block would be, I am using bigger pieces for now. The width is 2 inches for the colored fabric and 1 inch for the white strip. That's right, this string color block has not 1 white strip, but 2 separating the colored ones. I'm a bit nervous to do this with this machine because the thinner the strips are, the more your wonkiness shows. And this machine and I, we are really wonky together. We just bring out the wonkiness out of one another. As for any string quilt block that doesn't have a base fabric to sew the strips onto, and particularly this one with thin strips, pressing your fabrics open in between steps is probably your secret weapon to making sure this goes as smoothly as it can. Because you need to see what you're working with, and thin strips don't really open on their own, they need a little help. The thing about not using a base fabric is you totally rely on your ruler to make sure your blocks end up looking like you need them to, and to me, that's a little bit nerve-wracking. So my tip for you is fold the center fabric in half to mark the exact line where you want your middle to be, okay? But when you're measuring it, make sure you measure that strip, not the entire block, because the entire block has too many pieces and, wonky seams and all that, it may not work out. After folding, you take your ruler, and mine is set for the exact size I need, and you just center the ruler diagonally over that line you just created. And if you cannot see that line, just go ahead and use any kind of erasable pen you've got. I love my thermal pens. Then we just cut until we get a pretty square. Oh, look at that, so precious. And now we get to do this 39 more times. I need 40 blocks total, and since we have 8 colors, that means 5 of each. Let's go! I have to confess, I've always struggled to store my scraps. If you've been with me for long enough, you've probably seen it. Piles, a big box of mixed scraps, putting them all into a big bag. I have tried a lot of really bad options. So having them separated by color in see-through bags seems to be the best option so far, even though I do not have to press all the pieces before using them. But then again, none of my previous versions allowed for that either, so this is probably the best, and I don't think I have the storage space to put them all straight. Now, about these blocks. I am making mine 4 1/4 inches because that's the size that better fits my scraps. Yes, I have narrow strips of fabric, but I don't really like working with blocks that are too small. They're not very good for wonky quilters such as myself. They require a lot of precision, which I do not like. Now, if you decide to use jelly roll strips, wider strips, that's a really good option too, because for one thing, your blocks will be bigger, which makes you grow your quilt a lot faster too. And if you do it, you can also widen the white strip, but you don't necessarily have to, okay? You can still keep your white really thin. Mine is 1 inch. So for each block, I need a 7-inch strip for the middle and 2 4-inch strips for the corners. Again, if you use wider strips and make your blocks larger, you will need the bigger pieces. Most of the strips I'm using today are leftovers from the striped rainbow quilt I made last week. And for that video, I was already using leftover fabrics, which means these are double leftovers. Oh, poor things, they really need some love. Like those meals that you reheat 2 times? Not good. I think this is the first time I'm making a string quilt without base fabric that isn't really stressing me out. I think it has to do with the fact that these are so very few strips, so I don't need to keep measuring to make sure I reach the right size I need. Base fabric would actually help with using these thinner white strips as well. I just figured that I didn't need to waste the extra fabric, regardless of how inexpensive it was, because there weren't that many pieces to work with. And talk about a glow up. Look how absolutely lovely these blocks turned out, from scraps to stunning in no time. I am loving this project. Okay, time to play. I have a couple of variants in mind. Let me know if I forget any. And there's always two variants I like to make if the blocks allow it: straight lines and chevron. So that's exactly what I'm trying here. There's just something about diagonal blocks that I absolutely love. But ultimately, I want an exo quilt. I could spend the rest of my life making all sorts of exo quilts and I would be a very happy girl. They're just so cozy and fun, with so many teeny tiny details to look at. I love them. Except today, I am adding a little detail to the mix: white sashing. Not as thin as the one I used for the blocks, but not as wide as the colored pieces either. Something in between. 1.5 inches. Sashing is always an awesome way to grow your quilt quicker, but also to hide any imperfections. If I were to join these pieces without the sashing, odds are my flaws with the white strip, the width or the wonkiness, would be so much more obvious. With the white sashing separating the blocks, the eyes hardly notice it. So there's that. And when I'm done with this quilt, you get to tell me if you prefer it with the sashing or without, because the truth is, these blocks together without sashing are absolutely stunning. The only thing to watch out for when sewing this quilt is to make sure your white bits match when we are sewing the rows together. And that's easy enough to do. Just check it before pinning it in place and you're good to go. I often get comments asking for the amount of fabric I used, and I wish I could answer, but that's the thing with working with scraps. I just lose track of how much fabric I've used because I'm just plucking pieces from piles. I mean, I could do the math, but more often than not, my math isn't really mathing. And I do not want to give you the wrong measurements. Last week, for that Patreon in-depth tutorial I made, I checked the math, I rechecked the math, I double-checked the math, and I triple-checked the math for you to make sure I gave you all the right measurements. Oh, that was so stressful. But totally worth it though. And if you haven't checked out my Patreon and my YouTube membership, I strongly advise you do. Loads of fun exclusive content on there you can watch. I've always been into free flow quilts, the way you just need to go through the motions, and quilts take a life of their own without you having to engage your brain to make it happen. But this one is truly special and quick because we are done. And here it is, our simple but stunning exo quilt top done in absolutely no time. So do you like it better with or without the sashing? Let me know in a comment, okay? I had a blast, I hope you do too, and I will see you very soon. Happy quilting, bye bye!